Have you ever started a new weight loss or diet plan and you feel full of hope? You feel really optimistic that, okay, this time it's going to be different. I'm really going to stick with it and I'm going to get those changes that I'm so ready for. And then fast forward to a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, or sometimes even a couple of months later, and you've completely fallen off track and you're right back where you started from. Because I promise you, you're not alone. So today I'm going to show you why you keep on self-sabotaging your weight loss, even if you're not aware that you're self-sabotaging it. But I'm also going to teach you how to fix it once and for all. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand what's really going on underneath the surface and what you can do so that you never have to start over ever again. So for years, even after I became a holistic nutritionist, after I had literally spent thousands of hours learning everything I could get my hands on when it came to nutrition and exercise, metabolism, hormones, and you name it, even after I'd learned all of that, I was still struggling on my own weight loss journey. And it seems that no matter how ready I was for the change, no matter how dedicated I was, no matter how much information and knowledge I had up here, that I always seemed to have something come up, that something always got in the way, be it stress or maybe catching a cold, my dog, my kids, my husband, my house, life. It was like I was stuck in this endless loop of stopping, starting, stopping, starting, and it was exhausting. It was beyond frustrating. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought I lacked the discipline and the willpower and the follow through. And well, it wasn't until I learned about mindset and the subconscious mind and how all of that actually works and how it silently shapes every action that we take in life. Well, it wasn't until I started to understand that and apply the information I'm sharing with you today that everything finally changed for me. And once I really understood this, why I kept on, unbeknownst to myself, self-sabotaging my best intended efforts, well, it wasn't until then that I could finally stop it. It wasn't until I had this awareness. And so that's exactly what I want to share with you today. And if you're ready to start implementing what I'm sharing with you while you watch along, well, I've created a free resource and it will help you do exactly that. It's called the Midlife Metabolism Jumpstart Guide. I will link it below the video. And it is packed with some of the best strategies that my most successful clients have used and that I use every day. And these strategies can help you to reset your metabolism, and help you build habits that actually stick for lasting weight loss. So you can grab it right now below the video. Okay, so let's dive in because here's what's really happening when you keep on self-sabotaging your weight loss. So the first thing is that your subconscious mind craves what's familiar. Your subconscious mind is wired for safety. It's not wired for success. And this is because, well, everything that you've done up to this point in your life has kept you safe to some degree, right? You're still here, you're still alive. So to your subconscious mind, what is familiar is what is keeping you safe and keeping you protected. It finds comfort with what's familiar, what's predictable, what is known in your life, even when familiar isn't necessarily what's good for you. This is what we often refer to as our comfort zone. It's not called your comfort zone because it feels great. It's your comfort zone because it's comfortable, because you're used to it. It's familiar. It's like that old chair in somebody's living room that's worn and doesn't look very great, but it's got the butt grooves from being sat in for years and years. It's really familiar. Nothing new about it. So when you consciously decide that you are going to change things up, when you consciously decide, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm changing, I'm going to start eating better and taking good care of myself, well, your subconscious mind sort of panics. It goes, wait, this feels different, and different isn't safe. Your subconscious mind is sort of a scaredy pants. And it will try to pull you back into what it knows, what it recognizes, what it finds familiar. Be that your same routines, your same habits, your same comfort foods. So if that sounds familiar, then let's go even deeper. And that's the fact that change feels uncomfortable. And that's normal. But nobody tells us this. So when you begin to do things differently, when you begin to act and behave differently in life, maybe you start meal prepping or going for daily walks or drinking more water or lifting weights. Well, to a degree, this feels weird to you. It's not your regular routine. It's outside of that comfort zone, right? It's not familiar. You're breaking old patterns and habits that you've become accustomed to, things that have been running automatically, running on autopilot for months or years, or sometimes even decades. And so because those things that you're now doing are unfamiliar, well, your brain, your subconscious mind starts whispering to you, hey, this doesn't feel right. Because again, your subconscious mind is a little bit of a scaredy pants. Anything new is scary, right? But even though this change isn't dangerous, it's feeling that way to your subconscious mind. But the thing is that this discomfort that you're actually feeling, it's actually a sign of growth. It can be a really good thing. So the secret is learning to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because this is where every transformation begins. We can't change by doing the same things that we've already been doing, right? So to our subconscious mind, the familiar always feels safer, even when it isn't. Our subconscious mind doesn't care if you're starting to feel better. It only recognizes that you feel different. And to your subconscious mind, different equals unsafe. So this is why people go back to their old habits, even when they know they shouldn't. This is why people get stuck for years sometimes, staying in jobs that they hate, or relationships that aren't good for them, or scrolling too long on social media, or eating foods that don't serve them. I mean, we've all been there, we've all done it, and we all know people that do it as well. Because these things are familiar, they're predictable. So your subconscious mind believes that what is familiar to you, that will keep you safe, even if it's actually what's keeping you stuck. And that's exactly where this self-sabotage begins, because there's the self-sabotage loop. So usually the pattern looks something like this. You get motivated to make the change, right? And usually that motivation stems from some kind of dissatisfaction, right? You're not satisfied with how you feel, or how much energy you have, or how you look in the mirror, or how your clothes fit, or whatever the thing is. So you get motivated and you decide to make changes. And you start implementing those changes. And maybe you even start to see some progress. Maybe your clothes are fitting a little looser, or you have more energy, or your skin looks a bit brighter, or even the scale has started to move in the direction you want it to move in. But then inevitably, that excitement starts to fade, or doubt or fear start to creep in. And then, the busyness of life, well, it can work its way in there too, right? Maybe you miss a workout or two. Maybe you miss meal prep one week. Maybe, you tell yourself, it's okay, I'll get back on track after the weekend on Monday or next week, or whatever the thing is. Well, that's your subconscious mind trying to get you to return to those old familiar patterns from before, because remember, the subconscious mind thinks that different feels unsafe, and to the subconscious mind, unsafe is not good, even when it is. So we need to be smarter than that subconscious mind, okay? You do not lack willpower or discipline or follow through. This is not some defect with you. This is simply your subconscious brain doing what it's programmed to do. It thinks it's protecting you. So how do we change this? How do we change this programming? Well, here's how we fix it for good. I want you to know, first of all, that being aware of this This awareness, it equals freedom. So the moment that you begin to realize that your subconscious mind isn't working against you, it's just trying to protect you. It's a little misguided. Well, then you can start to reclaim your power. You can start to take your power back. So when that urge to quit, when that comes up, well, you can say to yourself, okay, it's all right. This is just my old programming trying to keep me safe. It's trying to protect me, but it's all right. I'm safe here too. These changes are good for me. We just have to start reminding ourselves of this, being aware, right? So each time that you follow through, even though, that subconscious mind is trying to get you to not, well, you're teaching your subconscious mind, you're teaching it that this new behavior is okay. And eventually, with time, with consistency, which I always say is the secret sauce, well, eventually these new things are going to start to become familiar. And that's when your discomfort will begin to fade. And this is how we create lasting change. So here are 5 things that you can do to stop that self-sabotage loop once and for all. So the first thing I want you to know is that you need to expect this to happen. This is called resistance. The incredible author, Stephen Pressfield, he has written extensively about resistance with a capital R, as he says. And resistance, he says, comes up in every endeavor in life that's worth pursuing. He says that this will come up in every avenue of life when we're working on improving ourselves. And I know that this is absolutely 100% true in my experience. And I've seen this time and time again with clients. So we want to be smarter than this resistance. And step 1 is to expect it and know that resistance is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you are actually growing in a positive way. He actually goes on to say that the more resistance you experience, the more worthwhile the pursuit. So if this has been a struggle for you, then that means if you can persevere through the resistance, then the rewards will be immense. Number 2 is to recognize these patterns when they start to come up. So catch yourself when you start to try to talk yourself out of things, or when you start to slip backwards a bit. Recognize it. Be aware. Catch yourself. And then step 3 is to simply recommit again. Double down. Don't back down. Every time you recommit, you're starting to rewire your brain. Number 4 is to endure the discomfort, okay? Because I promise that it is only temporary. Think about any big change you've ever made in your life. Maybe when you moved or started a new job or went to school for the first time, those first days, those first weeks when you're adjusting to new things. It's difficult, it's uncomfortable, it's not familiar, but it's temporary, okay? And literally, this discomfort, well, this is your old identity, your old patterns, your old habits, your old thoughts, your old actions, your old you, literally beginning to dissolve so that the new you can develop. And number 5 is to really do your best to live the new way. Embody the person you're becoming. Keep on repeating those new behaviors until they become simply part of who you are, until they become autopilot. We all know the saying, fake it till you make it. So just continue plugging away, practicing consistency, keeping at it, not backing down and letting it stop you. And eventually this will just become part of who you are and what you do without the effort, without the struggle, without the resistance. And this is how true transformation happens. It's one aware, conscious choice at a time. So if you've been wondering why you can't seem to stay consistent, why your motivation fades, or why your old habits keep on showing up even when you don't want them to anymore, even when you feel like you know better and you want better, I promise you, you're not broken. This is why it's happening. You've been fighting an invisible pattern that you probably didn't even know you were fighting. And once you understand that this self-sabotage is simply your subconscious mind just trying to protect you, well, then everything can begin to change. When you learn how to stay steady through that discomfort, well, that's how you expand that comfort zone. And before you know it, you become the woman who doesn't stop, because stopping no longer feels safe. It no longer feels predictable. It no longer feels like the norm. So if you're ready to take this deeper and really start rewiring your metabolism and your mindset, then be sure to download my free Midlife Metabolism Jumpstart Guide. It's a simple, actionable way for you to really start applying everything that we've talked about here today, and you can grab it right now below the video. And if this hit home for you, I'd really love to know about it. Drop a comment below and share with me what part of this really resonated for you, or what you've noticed about your own patterns. And if you found this helpful, then don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps this new channel. And don't forget to share this with someone you know that it could help. So remember, every time that you push through that discomfort, every time you recommit and you keep on working at this, you're not failing, you're becoming. You're rewriting who you are. And that's how true transformation really happens. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.